Come get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view
of everything that's Keda's Brew.
From health, beauty, food, and crypto, these are the things you'll get to know. So come find the brew
that's right for you. Then you'll know what to do. Come get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view of everything that's Keda's Brew. Keda's Brew will change your perspective, give you food for thought in the right direction, show you things to move the scale and help you out with every detail.
Change your perspective, give you food for thought in the right direction,
show you things to move the scale and help you out with every detail.
Come on, get to know your girl.
Come on, get Come on, get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view. It's everything that's Keda's Brew.
What up, what up, what up? It's your girl Keda, and I am Keda from Keda's Brew, and this is Keda's Brew TV. And this week, oh my goodness, last week we were in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm back home now, and just wanted to kind of go through how that time was. It was an amazing, amazing time. We had some really great folks that we were able to get a house together out in Fort Lauderdale for the Alan Staple crew. It was a meetup where there was some really great financial information that was disseminated. And so we did go, and, what's really interesting is, you don't realize how small of a sector of the world, people that are in digital assets are in until you go to a certain type of event like that. You definitely get a chance to see some of the same people. And you realize quickly that the actual pool of people that are in this particular realm is very, very small. It's a very small circle. And you're going to see each other quite often, especially if these people are going to in real life events, you're going to see them quite often. So you should definitely try to, nurture those relationships for sure. It doesn't mean you have to be best friends or be seeing people on, a daily basis or talking to them on a daily basis at all. But it does mean definitely knowing who they are and, how they affect you and what you've been doing. I think that's important. So that was really cool. And then there were people that were there that we have been, conversing with, whether it's, in spaces or on a video chat or in meetings or whatever, just the only piece missing was the IRL or the in real life, event or in real life situation that they're able to, just shake hands, hug each other, say hi, all of those things. And so that's what I got, just from the very beginning. From Stone, Lady K and her husband, Melissa, Tangi, Optimistic Prime, Mr. Sam, and we have 2 other guests in the house too. And what was super cool is, regardless of what everybody's walk was, everybody was so freaking cool to hang out with. Every one of them. Whether you knew them, didn't know them, they were all cool, personable, inquisitive, receptive, able to hold conversation, pose questions, and receive the answers, whether they agreed or not, around a campfire, no less. And that was just, there's nothing like that. So when you find it, you definitely want to redo, replicate that, definitely want to make sure that you're nurturing those relationships, you know. We broke bread. I cooked a lot. I did. I would get up in the morning and make breakfast, and I don't mean just like little stuff. I mean like, pancakes and eggs and bacon and sausage if we had it, and if they had bagels if they wanted it. And, I mean, that's what we do. I like food a lot. And it kind of is my love language. I'm I like to cook for people and bake for people and that kind of thing. So that was like right in my wheelhouse. And so I took advantage of it and got up like really early in the morning. And so by the time everybody got up, there was breakfast already waiting. So they're like, uh-oh, you're going to get me used to stuff like that. So, not trying to mess nobody up. But it was definitely amazing in that respect. There were a lot of financial opportunities that were mentioned, at the Allen Staple event. It talked about being sovereign, unincorporation, things of that nature, and how you can get that done. And that was important. That was really important information, especially for those people that are really wanting to go along that sovereign route and, want to make sure that they have all the information they need in order to be able to get that paperwork filed and to be able to reclaim, their straw man. So it's really good information that they gave us. There were a couple of also opportunities for leveraging an auto trading bot that deals in arbitrage, which was very interesting. And then we also had April, who came up and talked about trusts and how trust can be just a great avenue for protection as well as for wealth management, and a way to circumvent some of the taxes that can be, implemented if you don't have that information. She was great and super knowledgeable. And then there was the auto trading button. Now, this was a very interesting, very interesting thing, because it takes a certain amount of money or crypto or whatever it is you're looking to use, and it makes buy and sell orders up and down, the chart, but it's all done algorithmically via AI, and it's been proven to have a certain level of a return. And so because of that, what ends up happening is that you end up making money the whole way up and down. So that's a very interesting thing. Son, I'm talking right now.
I wanted to give you a hug.
I understand, baby, but I'm talking. I love you. Thank you. He wanted to give me a hug, and he did in his own way. So there was an arbitrage bot, and he talked about that and what it takes to start it, and you can, do it against a bunch of different types of coins. And so, that's one of the things that it's definitely shown to be a viable thing for people that are looking to make money now. You know, and so that was one of the things that they talked about. There was another person that was there, with, from Bitcoin, that had some type of trading thing. I'm not really well versed in Bitcoin like that, so I can't really speak to it. But he did speak on that. And then they did bring up Melissa from Dippito, and she did explain the vision of Dippito and what it's done and how it's done it. And then she, she was her and Simon Says. And then she talked about Digital Ladies Unscripted and brought us up, Lady K, Optimistic Prime, and myself. And so we talked, and you could see the vibe and the whole energy in the room shifted the minute that we got up on stage. It was very different. And it was very evident that these people don't know anything about X. They don't know anything about YouTube channels, and things of that nature. They don't know any of that. Social media piece is not even in their wheelhouse. And it's something we need to think about. That means there needs to be way more of an outreach outside of what we just see on X or on YouTube. And it's one of the things that I'm thankful for when it comes to my IRL business, because it's allowing me to bridge. My apologies. It's allowing me to bridge people onto the blockchain. Because when I mentioned that the beard oil is associated with an NFT project on the XRPL blockchain, their eyes just get wide and they want to know more. They want to understand. And as we're moving along, we're seeing that IRL businesses are going to have to integrate onto Web3. Whether it's a restaurant and the restaurant is having, deliveries made to different people. Can they pay with crypto? Can they make that order through the blockchain? These are things that, we should be thinking about. Oh my. Ooh, I'm so sorry. That's bad. My bad, y'all. It had to have been the workout this morning. I've been very consistent with my workouts. Very, very consistent. Outside of the travel, I've been, every weekday I've been in the gym, and sometimes on the weekends too. Yeah, once you start getting into that groove, you kind of let that take over, and it's been a great journey for sure. I'm thankful for that. Very, very thankful for that. Um, so back to the financial stuff. Um, so there were many things that we did get some information on, and were offered, hey, this is something that you might want to get involved in or something like that. And you know I like the ingenuity, and I like the things that the people are coming up with. Here's my thing: we have seen way too many people lose their shirts on arbitrage. And shorting. Nope. Call me a prude. I'll take it. I'm just gonna hold my stuff. There's there's no way I'm gonna be able to take care of that just now. You know what I mean? There's no way, especially the way the market is looking. So you just can't help yourself, can you? He was coming for his hug regardless. Regardless. This is what happens when you got obtrusive kids. If it's not one, it's the other. And if it's the other, then it's probably my mother. So yeah, that's how that goes. Um, yeah. As of right now, there's so much going on, and I know people are really disheartened. I know that XRP went down to like $1.20 or something of that nature today. And there's a lot of people that are very, very upset, and just really losing it, and are yeah, just upset. And I get it. I get it. You don't lose until you sell. You don't lose anything. And if we know anything, we know that the market is a pendulum. It swings one way, and then it swings the other, and then it swings back the other way. So you're mad. Either you're mad that you didn't take profit when it was up, thinking it was going to go higher. And now you're mad that you're looking at it on the downswing. I mean, that's the nature of the beast. And that just leads me to, that means that you're either over leveraged, you put in too much, or you have an emergency. And all of your assets are not liquid. That's what that says to me. We've had worse. When FTX and Celsius happened, XRP went down to like 22, 23 cents. I mean, you got to pick your battles here. And it's not just XRP. Every cryptocurrency and digital asset tanked. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin had hit 50-something thousand. So, I mean, I think that people need to kind of take this, with a grain of salt, and Winter has come, huh? Yeah, yeah, it really has. It really, really has. And I was just talking about the fact that, there's so many that are so upset. And I'm like, and I get it. But at the same time, it's an investment and you can't lose if you don't sell. You still hold the units. It's just the cost of the units that's changed. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just my thought process. And I had been talking about just how dope it was to be able to hang out with my magical internet friends last weekend, and to really be able to commune and talk and get to know each other and hang and that kind of thing. And it was really cool because, everybody was talking about different parties and different things they were going to and stuff. And, and they're like, oh, well, where'd you go? We didn't want to go anywhere. We just didn't want to go anywhere. We just wanted to hang out with each other. And yes, it was a great experience. It really was. We didn't want to go anywhere. It was cooler to just hang at the house with each other and just chill. That was the cool part. We didn't want to go to a club. We didn't want to go to a lounge where it's loud and all that. We just wanted to hang out and talk and laugh and sit around the fire pit. And, if we wanted to go into the hot tub, that was the good stuff. Take it for sure. Every time. So it's going to be some very interesting travel this year. Um, I know you guys are heading to Denver in the next couple of days. And then after that will be XRPL Las Vegas. So that'll be really dope. And then I know August is XRPL Cancun. And then Ripple Swell at Apex in October. So that'll be another really good one. That'll be around the end of the month of October, so right around Halloween. And I think that's it. And I think I have the last cruise that I had booked already. I know, right? I had a cruise that I had booked for the end of the year this year. So I got to get on that. And that'll be in December. I think it's like on my birthday. I think. I have to take a look. But yeah, it's gonna be a crazy, crazy year, but in a good way. I'm really excited about everything that's happening this year, and just how active we're able to be right now. And I'm also just really excited about the reception that we received in Florida. Okay, son. Um, they just don't know about Web3. They just didn't know about Web3 at all. Just 1 second, y'all. back to regularly scheduled programming. Um, Making sure dinner didn't burn. Sorry, y'all. Um, so, um, yeah, we listen. They wasn't ready for our energy. They wasn't ready, but in a good way, though. I felt like we really brought um, a different vibe in. Not saying it was staunchy, but we brought a different vibe for sure. And they wanted to understand what was happening with with Web3 because they came from where I came from, which was a hodler standpoint. Hold on for dear life. That's it. That's all you're supposed to do. So this is a different thing for them and something they feel like they can get involved in because most of these people got into XRP when it was sub a penny. And so, it's great for them to be able to see things that they may not have thought of and to see it working so well, And so I do believe that we're going to start to see a lot more interest in the things that we're building and the things that we're doing and how we're doing it and how can they implement it for themselves, So I'm really excited about those people that are really building on the blockchain and really getting their foothold into that whole process so that when people come along they are that resource that's one needed and trusted because they've done it you know so I have to give a shout out to TrueFi, to Mr. Steak and Bake Bully and Mr. Zam for all that they're doing and making sure that we're able to get that implemented for businesses far and wide. Um, they need to be able to have a path as to how to get there and how to get it implemented. And that's what they do. So, I can't complain at that. And who would? It's been a long week. It's been a very long week. And I'm also excited about tomorrow evening. We have the Friday night fiesta. The Friday night fiesta starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's on the X Spaces. And Steak and Bake Bully brings the vibes. Mr. Zam brings the insight, and I round everything out for this triple team. And we get out there and have a great old time. We have a little bit of everything from, projects and drops, and we'll have artists that come up, whatever time it is. We'll have rap artists come up. We'll have a little bit of murder mystery and enjoy that time, and goes all the way sometimes until about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Wow. We've even had it to where the host and the co-host kind of end up passing out, just out of there. That happens when you do an 8-hour, space overnight. Yeah, kind of happens like that. So that's going to be tomorrow night. And then we also will have the Sunday sesh. The Sunday sesh will be Steak and Bake Bully, Mr. Zam, and myself. This is where we have a lot of the art community come, and they will let us know what kind of fine art they are creating, and those types of things. So we normally have a really long sesh. We're going to try and rein that in a little something. But no, we normally start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will normally go till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard. And so, it's definitely a long one. we don't want to take up your whole entire day, and we want to make sure that those artists that are, wanting to be seen and heard are able to do so. We do have a lot of Persian artists that have, really kind of been stuck and, on a foothold recently. And so we're definitely wanting to make sure that they're getting that platform to be able to talk about the art that they're creating, So super, super amazing time to be with my brothers in that way, and to be able to impart such great energy and things of that nature is just amazing, for sure, for sure. And so, and yeah, it's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What now? On Saturday, we do have a karaoke space that we do with Miss Lady K. That's called Gotta Be Karaoke. And that karaoke space is amazing because we get to last week's, oh my goodness, last week's karaoke, we all were in the same place together. Lady K, who actually hosts that space, Stone, myself, Mr. Zam, we had Mr. Man in there. Oh my goodness, want to talk about a party. Okay, Melissa, World Be Free, Archer, Optimistic Prime. Oh my goodness, what a party. I mean, we were cutting up. We really were. We were having it, but we were having such a great time. It was an amazing time to be able to spend that with them and to make memories. And that's why I was saying, like, we didn't want to go out. We didn't want to go other places. We wanted to hang out with each other. And that was cool. Everybody was different, but everybody brought their own little piece of the flavor, And that's what made it so dope, for sure. For sure. So I hope this, everybody's first month of the year has gone well for them. I know that right now there's a lot of blood in the streets, and it's no way, Oh, like a big pot of the best. Okay, absolutely. It really was. I mean, goodness, we had a little bit of everything. We had I don't even want to call people like out by like a stereotype, but it kind of was. We had the white boy jock, and um we had the coolest soccer mom, in Lady K. We had the television aficionado, television, personality in Melissa. You had the brainiac, Mr. Sam. You had the herbal queen, Miss Andrea, and then you had the humble Mr. Man, and then you had exuberant Optimistic Prime, and then you had Mama Keda. And it was so freaking cool to hang. It just was so cool. Whether it was in the hot tub, whether it was sitting around the fire, talking back and forth. I know, right? It kind of was like that. I don't know. But it was so freaking cool. Like, I don't know. I felt like a big old kid, like a big old teenager, just chilling, staying up later than I'm supposed to, sitting outside, making noise, but trying not to make noise so you don't get in trouble. Like that kind of thing. Because you didn't want Melissa to get upset. Right. So, yeah, just, I mean, Talk about the coolest vibes ever. And to be able to say, I was out there with my magical internet friends, making a difference. Hey, Queen, how you doing? See, Miss Tangie was in the house with us. She was there like 95% of the time. And we had such a blast hanging with her. Talk about one of the realest, coolest, sweetest people you ever get the chance to meet and hang out with. That is who Queen is, for sure. Every day, all day. I don't play about Miss Queen. What happened to my voice? Nothing happened to my voice. No, I think I've just been talking in my lower register today. I think that's all it is. No, that is unless I sound that much different. I think I took a nap before I started doing the show too. I think that probably had something to do with it. But yes, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. We will do our after space on X at 10:10. I'm going to try and keep it at an hour. We'll see. We shall see how that goes. But it's been a good day. I will say that. Definitely been a great day. The weather has really chilled out a whole lot. I think it was in the 70s, almost 80 degrees today. And they did say it was going to be that warm, but we just came out of that ice and snow shenanigans. So the weather here is just very schizophrenic. It does what it wants to do, and yeah, just normal. So, oh man, I said I was going to retire. I didn't retire. I do more now than I did when I was working. But it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's a great thing, actually. Especially when you can say you did it yourself. Not complaining at that at all, for sure. So, our friend Mr. Sam did kind of predict this price movement. Didn't want people to feel some type of way about it, but he did. I do have to give him a shout out on that because it's not what people want to hear, but it's the truth. And it really allows for someone to be able to wrap their brain around that, and to be able to process it however they feel like they want to move in that moment.
Should I take a little bit more bites or no?
Son, really? Yeah, you should. Thank you.
Like how much bites?
The rest of it.
Oh, I can't eat the rest. It's bland.
Bye, son.
But Mom, the food's
Bye, son.
bland.
Every time. Every time. Totally lost track of thought. But it's okay. It's all right. This is how it happens every time. But anyways, what I was going to say is when it comes down to it, I don't even know where I was. That means I wasn't supposed to finish all of that, and that's okay. It's all right. He threw me all the way off. When kids ask for food and then they don't like it, and so because they don't like it, they want to throw it out. And so my mom is like, well, if you throw that out, then you can't have any dessert. And you know that be hurting kids' feelings. And they want their dessert, but they don't want to eat the food. So it's a struggle. I think the dessert won out because I think he finishing that. I think he's in there finishing that food for sure. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me. Um, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. So are people buying right now? Are y'all buying? Or are y'all like not really feeling it right now and taking a break? Let me know in the chat. What are y'all doing? Only reason why I say is because, there's a lot of people that will say, oh, I wanted to get in at a certain price, or this price is too high, or all of those types of things. And, this very well might be a perfect opportunity to be able to buy in, just because of the fact that it has gone so low, so it just depends. Hey, Mr. Zach, I see you in there. So this is a perfect time in order to be able to buy. You know what I mean? And we love you too, Miss World Be Free. We love you. We love you. We love you. She's the one that got us the place we were staying in together. And even with, things that were completely out of her control, we had such an amazing time. We did. We really, really did. So I got to give her a shout out all the time. And if I could, I would hug her neck right now because I know she hasn't been feeling well. So I'm hoping that she's starting to feel better and all the things. And yeah, it's been rough because I miss my friends. It's hard because when your IRL friends don't really get you or get your path or get what you're doing and how you're doing it. It's hard. So you do kind of cleave to those people that understand and are in the same predicament. People around them don't understand what they're doing, why they're doing it, and how they're doing it. And it becomes scary to them. So people start to drop away. I've had it happen. And I've had it happen with many, many people that are in my wheelhouse. So, I mean, I'm really starting to see those people fall away. You do expect for, a certain amount of people to fall away. You don't expect for everybody to go your path. You don't expect for people to do the things that you're doing or anything like that. However, the amount of people that I've seen fall to the wayside are just surprising to me. And some of them are people that you would have never thought, or I would have never thought. So, it is, and in some instances, it just is what it is. Better now than later. Especially if you don't mean me well. If you don't mean me well, I don't need you around me at all. Better now than later. Because later you're going to have to feel the fire because that means you cultivated that nonsense.
Mom.
I'm talking out.
Mom, my tummy feels relaxed.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that, son.
Hug?
Not right now.
Okay.
I love
when
you.
You're done, hug?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Every time. Every single time. So I knew that there were going to be a lot of people that were going to fall off. Some of them I didn't, but I'd rather know that now. I'd rather it happen now. Cause the minute I gotta flip out after the fact, because that means you were calculated and you were purposeful in what you were doing. Okay. 9 times out of 10, if you hear me say something like that, it ain't gonna be good for you. Okay. So that's why nowadays I allow things to roll right off my back. I take it as their loss. They'll be all right. So I know we're starting to see a lot more of I know we're starting to have a lot more of these rug pulls and things happening. It's starting to get concerning. And now because the market is down, it's even worse because the value of the coins are down. You know, so you just have to be really careful. There's a lot of scams out there. There's a lot of things that look very legit. Just be extra diligent. They're getting people all over the place. Panos from Anados Finance got liquidated the other day, leveraging. It's just, and these are people that are in this. That's why it's really important to make sure that you wait until we have some regulation. We don't have regulation yet. We don't. So if something happens, does anybody have any real recourse? Can they help you? Can they do something for you? Are they even mandated to do that? These are the things that we need to be asking. These are the things that we need to be looking into. Or we're going to end up stuck, you know. So, I mean, but I will say, I know in my reflections on Fort Lauderdale, I will say that we did go to a barbecue the second day of the actual conference. And it was a family event. Outside of the rain, out there, it was a great event. And we got to meet and hang out more with Jay from Florida Man Landscaping and his wife and their beautiful children. We got a chance to hang out with them. And one of them fell in love with Mr. Sam and myself. And it was a beautiful experience. This particular child has Down syndrome. And, you know, they didn't know that I have a younger brother that has Down syndrome. They didn't know that. But I do. And so when I had first met her the first day, I kind of just played her with her feet a little bit and I told her my name. And that night, when we spoke with Jay, he had told us that she said my name. So I was already amped to see her again. And so when I did get to the barbecue and she said, Keda, and she kept on saying it. And she refused to go to anyone else aside from Mr. Sam. She wouldn't even go to her dad. She might go to her mother for like a couple of minutes, and then she wanted to come right back to one of us. And that was it. And they told us, they said, she never goes to anyone. She never goes to anyone. So they were a little taken aback by the interaction. And I kid you not, the twin girls were just bundles of energy and the cutest, sweetest little ones. They saw Melissa, and one of them was so starstruck, she couldn't even look at Melissa. It was the sweetest thing. Yeah, and you're right, Queen. She does know good people. She does. It was, and it really, Mr. Zam, it really was so special. It was a really special time, because she had just all the smiles for us. When Optimistic Prime was trying to get her to come and come to her, she would say no, but Optimistic Prime just made a game out of it, like peekaboo, and she played, and it was beautiful. So no complaints for that time. They did kind of talk about the opportunities that they were offering with Alan Staple and his crew. And, basically the call to action if people wanted to sign up for the Autobot, the trader, the auto trader, and things of that nature. But it was a great time to just, kind of take off the suit, put on some shorts and, a t-shirt, and, at the park. And, you got family there, kids and wives and, hubbies for those women that are there, in their capacities, and all of that. So, it was a really great time to be able to do that, to, have Alan around, just talking and things like that. And it was on that day that we ended up going to the Alan Staples house that they were renting there. And, if opulence was a thing, it would have been where they were staying. It was a very large estate, but it had its own dock on the back of the house with boats rolling by and almost like a whole terrace out back with tables and grills and all the things. And it was nice. It was really nice to be there and to bring the type of energy that we brought on that stage to his now after party, and, you had a lot of investors that have been in this since 2017, 2018, and they are, they're getting into it when it was sub a penny, so for them to have millions means nothing because they have that, and for them, they don't have a presence on X, on social media. They don't have any of that. None of that. Okay. They didn't even know about Dipito. They didn't know about, they don't know anything about Web3, just like how I was last May. And that's why I totally understood where they were coming from, because it wasn't something that I understood or knew anything about. And so it was really interesting for me to go to this and now know as much as I do. I'm not a know-it-all, but I know more than definitely way more than what I did last May, for sure. For sure. So it's been a very interesting journey this last year. And it'll be a very interesting anniversary in May for that, for sure. For sure. And it's going to be a good year. I feel it. I know right now there's a lot of pain out there right now. A lot of people are trying to figure out what they're going to do next and how they're going to move. And I get it and I understand it. Just hold out, okay? Don't be emotional. Don't let emotion guide your hand, because it's going to make you lose, okay? Don't do that to yourself. Remember, this is a pendulum. Goes up and then it comes down. You have to be ready for those swings. It's just the natural order of things, okay? So, absolutely, Mr. Zam. Know what you hold, think long term. That's what we should be doing with investments in the first place. Think long term. If you're thinking about this, like you're going to the casino, putting in $100 and expecting to get 10,000. I'm just saying. So just be careful. Don't make any snap decisions. Think about it beforehand. Because I know people are very emotional right now. I'm not going to lie. For the most part, I see this as a buying opportunity. So I want to thank the folks that came to hang out with me tonight. It has been an amazing hour. It was an amazing time with my magical internet friends. And I'm looking forward to next week with you all. And I want you all to have a great night. Join me on the After Space at 10:10, and I'll check y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.
Come get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view
Of everything that's Keda's Brew.
from health, beauty, food, and crypto. These are the things you'll get to know. So come find the brew
That's right for you. Then you'll know what to do. Come get to know your girl. There's a lot going on in her world. There's enough for you to get a view of everything that's Keda's Brew.
Keda's Brew will change your perspective,
To give you food for thought in the right direction.